You can report a $1 million profit today and still lose your house by next Friday. If you think profit means you're safe, you are financially illiterate and the market is about to crush you. Most businesses don't die because they lack customers. They die because they ran out of oxygen while everyone was busy cheering for their fake success on paper. In 2018, a construction giant named Carillion collapsed overnight. Thousands of jobs gone. On paper, they were a massive success, reporting hundreds of millions in profit right until the day they filed for bankruptcy. How does a successful company vanish into thin air? Because profit is just an opinion, but cash is a fact. Stick around, and I'll show you how to stop being a victim of your own accounting before your bank account hits zero. If you want to master the game, hit that subscribe button right now, because the truth I'm about to drop is the only thing standing between you and total liquidation. 1. The profit illusion. Profit is a beautiful lie. It's a compass that tells you where you should be going, but it's not the fuel in your tank. You see a plus sign on your income statement, and you feel like a king. You tell yourself, "We're winning." But the reality is, you can't pay your employees with potential or accrued revenue. Accrual accounting allows you to record a sale the moment a contract is signed. That looks great on a spreadsheet, but if that money isn't in your hand, it's just ink on a page. Why are you celebrating a number that doesn't exist in the real world yet? Are you really okay with being a millionaire on paper while you're scrambling to pay for lunch? 2. Oxygen versus anatomy. Think of your business as a human body. Profit is your overall health, your muscle mass, and your bone structure. But cash flow is the oxygen. You can have the most athletic, high-performance body in the world, but if I pinch your nose and cover your mouth for 3 minutes, you are a corpse. It doesn't matter how healthy your business is if your cash flow is cut off. Very few people understand this until they are gasping for air. When was the last time you checked your oxygen levels instead of just admiring your muscles in the mirror? If you haven't subscribed yet, do it now, because we are diving into the Hoden, the black holes that suck the air right out of your lungs. 3. The 90-day black hole. This is where the big boys play and where the small players get murdered. You land a massive contract with a Fortune 500 company. You're ecstatic, but then you read the fine print, net 150 days. That means you deliver the goods today, but they don't pay you for 5 months. Meanwhile, your suppliers want their money in 60 days. Do the math. You have a 90-day black hole where you are paying for labor materials and rent out of your own pocket. You're literally funding a billionaire's company while your own account is bleeding out. Is that contract a blessing, or is it a death sentence in disguise? Can you survive 3 months of total silence from your bank account? 4. The growth trap. Everyone tells you to scale. Grow faster, they scream. But growth is the most expensive thing a business can buy. Let's say your sales are jumping 15% every month. To keep up, you have to buy more inventory now. You have to hire more staff now. You have to rent a bigger warehouse now. You are pouring cash into the furnace to keep the rocket moving, hoping that the future revenue will eventually catch up. This is how you go bankrupt while having the best sales month of your life. You're not building a rocket. You're building a sinking ship that just happens to be moving fast. Why are you so obsessed with the top line when your bottom line is gasping for breath? 5. Inventory is a graveyard. Most owners think inventory is an asset. It's okay. The money is just sitting on the shelves, they say. Wrong. Inventory is where cash goes to die. If that product isn't moving, it's not an asset. It's a liability that's charging you rent and depreciating every second. You're basically turning your liquid gold into heavy bricks and then wondering why you can't pay your bills. A warehouse full of slow-moving stock is just a very expensive cemetery for your dreams. Are you running a business? Or are you just a hoarder with a logo? Before we get to the magic of how the giants survive, drop a comment below. Are you drowning in stock right now? 6. The musical chairs of finance. The global financial system is a game of musical chairs, and most small business owners are the ones who end up without a seat. Credit card companies and delivery apps have spent billions of dollars figuring out how to bypass your logic and hit your dopamine receptors. Every time you choose convenience over your cash reserves, you're paying a stupidity tax to the system. They want you tired, they want you scrolling, and they want you spending. You are funding their yachts with your lack of discipline. It's time to get angry. Are you a leader, or are you just a predictable data point in someone else's profit margin? Zaven, the EBITDA scam. Wall Street loves a term called EBITDA, earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization. It's a fancy way of saying how much money we made before we paid for the things that actually matter. When a CEO brags about their EBITDA, they are performing a magic trick. They are hiding the fact that they have massive debt payments and a crumbling infrastructure. It's like telling your doctor your heart rate is perfect while you're bleeding out from a gunshot wound in your leg. It's a lie. It's a distraction. Why are you listening to gurus who tell you to ignore your actual costs? If you want the real truth about cash flow management, stay tuned because it only gets more brutal from here. 8. The Amazon secret cash conversion cycle. How did Amazon survive for a decade while reporting zero profit? Because Jeff Bezos didn't care about your opinion of his profit. He built a cash-generating monster. You buy a book on Amazon, and they have your cash on day one. But they don't pay the publisher for 60 or 90 days. They hold billions of dollars of other people's money to fund their expansion for free. They turn their cash flow management into a weapon of mass destruction. They don't need a bank. They are the bank. Are you using your cash to build a fortress, or are you just letting it leak out of your hands like sand? But here is the most terrifying part. You can fix your inventory, you can fix your payment terms, and you can even fix your profit margins. And you can still wake up one morning and find your company has been deleted. Because there is one invisible force that doesn't care about your spreadsheets or your hard work. 9. The concentration death blow. You have one golden goose client. They represent 40% of your revenue. Your reports look incredible. You're profitable. Then, on a random Monday, that client files for bankruptcy or decides to move to a cheaper competitor. In one phone call, $500,000 of your accounts receivable becomes worthless trash. Your profit evaporates, and your cash flow becomes a heart monitor that just flatlined. Your golden goose just laid a grenade in your lap. Why did you let one person have the power to kill your dream? True cash flow management means never letting one client hold your oxygen mask. 10. The overtrading suicide. This is the ego trap. You get a little bit of success, a little bit of cash, and you decide you need the CEO life. You sign a 15-year lease on a massive office. You buy 5 company cars for staff you haven't even trained yet. You just blew your oxygen on a fancy suit for a body that's already sick. You've inflated your fixed costs so high that you now need a miracle every month just to break even. You didn't grow. You just made yourself a bigger target for failure. You're not an entrepreneur. You're an addict who's hooked on the appearance of success. When will you realize that your bank balance is the only resume that matters? Wealth isn't what you earn. It's what you keep. Profit is an opinion, but cash is reality. You can ignore the laws of cash flow management all you want, but gravity doesn't care if you believe in it when you're falling off a cliff. The gap between a legacy and a bankruptcy is your ability to manage the gap between money coming in and money going out. Stop looking at your P&L for permission to spend. Start looking at your bank account for the truth of whether you're actually alive. The compass of profit. Now go get some fuel. If this video made you realize you've been dead on arrival, good. That's the first step to survival. Comment oxygen below if you're ready to stop being a servant to your own sales reports and start mastering your cash flow management. If you're serious about building a business that actually lasts, click the next video on your screen. Earning money is easy. Keeping it, that's where the real game begins. I'll see you there.